Welcome, Basics. This particular room aims to understand the basics of the web application security testing framework. Our focus will revolve around the following key aspects. 1. A thorough introduction to. 2. A comprehensive overview of the various tools available within the framework. 3. Detailed guidance on the process of installing on your system. 4. Navigating and configuring. We will also introduce the core of the framework, which is Burp. It is important to note that this room primarily serves as a foundational resource for acquiring knowledge about. Subsequent rooms in the Burp module will adopt a more practical approach. Thus, this room will contain a greater emphasis on theoretical content. If you have not yet utilized, it is recommended to carefully read the provided information and actively engage with the tool. Experimentation is essential for grasping the fundamentals of this framework. Combining the information presented here with hands-on exploration will establish a strong foundation for utilizing the framework. This will significantly assist you in future rooms. Burp Suite, the base. In essence, is a Java-based framework designed to serve as a comprehensive solution for conducting web application penetration testing. It has become the industry standard tool for hands-on security assessments of web and mobile applications, including those that rely on application programming interfaces, APIs. Simply put, captures and enables manipulation of all the HTTPS traffic between a browser and a web server. This fundamental capability forms the backbone of the framework. By intercepting requests, users have the flexibility to route them to various components within the framework, which we will explore in upcoming sections. The ability to intercept, view, and modify web requests before they reach the target server, or even manipulate responses before they are received by our browser, makes an invaluable tool for manual web application testing. Is available in different editions. For our purposes, we will focus on the Community Edition, which is freely accessible for non-commercial use within legal boundaries. However, it's worth noting that also offers Professional and Enterprise editions, which come with advanced features and require licensing. 1. Professional is an unrestricted version of Community. It comes with features such as 1. An automated vulnerability scanner. 2. A fuzzer brute forcer that isn't rate limited. 3. Saving projects for future use and report generation. 4. A built-in to allow integration with other tools. 5. Unrestricted access to add new extensions for greater functionality. 6. Access to the collaborator, effectively providing a unique request catcher self-hosted or running on a Portswigger-owned server. In short, Professional is a highly potent tool, making it a preferred choice for professionals in the field. 2. Enterprise, in contrast to the Community and Professional editions, is primarily utilized for continuous scanning. It features an automated scanner that periodically scans web applications for vulnerabilities, similar to how tools like Nessus perform automated infrastructure scanning. Unlike the other editions, which allow manual attacks from a local machine, Burp Suite Enterprise resides on a server and constantly scans the target web applications for potential vulnerabilities. Due to requiring a license for the Professional and Enterprise editions, we will focus on the core feature set provided by the Community Edition. Note, the provided demonstrations utilize for Windows. However, the functionality remains consistent with the version installed on the attack box. Which edition of Burp Suite runs on a server and provides constant scanning for target web apps? Burp Suite is frequently used when attacking web applications and applications. Although Community offers a more limited feature set compared to the Professional edition. Burp Suite, the basics. Premium. Although Community offers a more limited feature set compared to the Professional edition, it still provides an impressive array of tools that are highly valuable for web application testing. Let's explore some of the key features. 1. The Burp is the most renowned aspect of. It enables interception and modification of requests and responses while interacting with web applications. 2. Repeater, another well-known feature. Repeater allows for capturing, modifying, and resending the same request multiple times. This functionality is particularly useful when crafting payloads through trial and error, for example, in structured query language injection, or testing the functionality of an endpoint for vulnerabilities. 3. Intruder. Despite rate limitations in Community, Intruder allows for spraying endpoints with requests. It is commonly utilized for brute force attacks or fuzzing endpoints. 4. Decoder. Decoder offers a valuable service for data transformation. It can decode captured information or encode payloads before sending them to the target. While alternative services exist for this purpose, leveraging decoder within can be highly efficient. 5. Comparer. As the name suggests, compare in Read Aloud is a Chrome and Firefox extension that uses text-to-speech technology to convert. Read Aloud is a Chrome and Firefox extension that uses text-to-speech technology to convert. Burp Suite. Although Community offers a more limited feature set compared to the Professional Edition, it still provides an impressive array of tools that are highly valuable for web application testing. Let's explore some of the key features. 1. The Burp is the most renowned aspect of. It enables interception and modification of requests and responses while interacting with web applications. 2. Repeater, another well-known feature. Repeater allows for capturing, modifying, and resending the same request multiple times. This functionality is particularly useful when crafting payloads through trial and error, for example, in structured query language injection, or testing the functionality of an endpoint for vulnerabilities. 3. Intruder. Despite rate limitations in Community, Intruder allows for spraying endpoints with requests. It is commonly utilized for brute force attacks or fuzzing endpoints. 4. Decoder. Decoder offers a valuable service for data transformation. It can decode captured information or encode payloads before sending them to the target. While alternative services exist for this purpose, leveraging Decoder within can be highly efficient. 5. Comparer. As the name suggests, Comparer enables the comparison of two pieces of data at either the word or byte level. While not exclusive to, the ability to send potentially large data segments directly to a comparison tool with a single keyboard shortcut significantly accelerates the process. 6. Sequencer. Sequencer is typically employed when assessing the randomness of tokens, such as values or other supposedly randomly generated data. If the algorithm used for generating these values lacks secure randomness, it can expose avenues for devastating attacks. Beyond the built-in features, the Java codebase facilitates the development of extensions to enhance the framework's functionality. These extensions can be written in Java, Python using the Java Jython interpreter, or Ruby using the Java JRuby interpreter. The extender module allows for quick and easy loading of extensions into the framework, while the marketplace, known as the Burp App Store, enables downloading of third-party modules. While certain extensions may require a professional license for integration, there are still a considerable number of extensions available for Burp Community. For instance, the Logger++ module can extend the built-in logging functionality of which Burp Suite feature allows us to intercept requests between ourselves and the target. Which Burp tool would we use to brute force a login form? Burp Suite, the basics. Premium Room. An introduction to using Burp Suite for web applications is one of those tools that is very useful to have around, whether for web or mobile application assessments, pen testing, bug bounty hunting, or even debugging features in web app development. Here's a guide on installing on different platforms. Note: if you use the attack box is already installed, so you can skip this step. Downloads. To download the latest version of for other systems, you may click this button. Opens in new tab. To go to their download page. Kali comes pre-installed with Kali. In case it is missing on your Kali installation, you can easily install it from the Kali repository. Burp Suite. You may use the pre-installed Community Edition in our attack box. To launch the attack box, click the Start Attack Box button at the top of this page. Once you launch and accept the terms and conditions, you will be prompted to select a project type. In Community, the options are limited, and you can simply click Next to proceed. The next window allows you to choose the configuration for Burp Suite. It is generally recommended. You may use the pre-installed Community Edition in our attack box. To launch the attack box, click the Start Attack Box button at the top of this page. Once you launch and accept the terms and conditions, you will be prompted to select a project type. In Community, the options are limited, and you can simply click Next to proceed. The next window allows you to choose the configuration for Burp Suite. It is generally recommended to keep the default settings, which are suitable for most situations. Click Start Burp to open the main interface. Upon opening for the first time, you might encounter a screen with training options. It is highly recommended to go through these training materials when you have the time. If you don't see the training screen, or in subsequent sessions, you will be presented with the Burp dashboard, which may seem overwhelming at first. However, it will soon become familiar. MSCSIA. The Burp dashboard is divided into 4 quadrants. As labeled in counterclockwise order, starting from the top left. 1. Tasks. The Tasks menu allows you to define background tasks. That will perform while you use the application. In Community, the default live passive crawl task, which automatically logs the pages visited, is sufficient for our purposes in this module. Professional offers additional features like on-demand scans. 2. Event log. The event log provides information about the actions performed by, such as starting the, as well as details about connections made through Burp. 3. Issue activity. This section is specific to Burp Suite Professional. It displays the vulnerabilities identified by the automated scanner, ranked by severity and filterable based on the certainty of the vulnerability. 4. Advisory. The advisory section provides more detailed information about the identified vulnerabilities, including references and suggested remediations. This information can be exported into a report. In Community, this section may not show any vulnerabilities. Throughout the various tabs and windows of, you will notice question mark icons. Clicking on these icons opens a new window with helpful information specific to that section. These help icons are invaluable when you need assistance or clarification on a particular feature, so make sure to utilize them effectively. By exploring the different tabs and functionalities of, you will gradually become familiar with its capabilities. What menu provides information about the actions performed by Burp Suite, such as starting the proxy, and details about connections made through Burp. Burp Suite. In the default navigation is primarily done through the top menu bars, which allow you to switch between modules and access various sub-tabs within each module. The sub-tabs appear in a second menu bar directly below the main menu bar. Here's how the navigation works. 1. Module selection. The top row of the menu bar displays the available modules in. You can click on each module to switch between them. For example, the Burp module is selected in the image below. 2. Sub-tabs. If a selected module has multiple sub-tabs, they can be accessed through the second menu bar that appears directly below the main menu bar. These sub-tabs often contain module-specific settings and options. For example, in the image above, the Intercept sub-tab is selected within the Burp module. 3. Detaching tabs. If you prefer to view multiple tabs separately, you can detach them into separate windows. To do this, go to the Window option in the application menu above the module selection bar. From there, choose the Detach option, and the selected tab will open in a separate window. The detached tabs can be reattached using the same method. Also provides keyboard shortcuts for quick navigation to key tabs. By default, the following shortcuts are available. Shortcut tab. Tutorial plus Shift plus D dashboard. Tutorial plus Shift plus T target tab. Tutorial plus Shift plus P proxy tab. Tutorial plus Shift plus I intruder tab. Tutorial plus Shift plus R repeater tab. Burp Suite, the basics. Premium room. Before diving into the Burp, let's explore the available options for configuring. There are two types of settings: global settings, also known as user settings, and project settings. 1. Global settings. These settings affect the entire installation and are applied every time you start the application. They provide a baseline configuration for your environment. 2. Project settings. These settings are specific to the current project and apply only during the session. However, please note that Community Edition does not support saving projects, so any project-specific options will be lost when you close Burp. To access the settings, click on the Settings button in the top navigation bar. This will open a separate settings window. Below is the image showing the separate settings window. In the settings window, you will find a menu on the left-hand side. This menu allows you to switch between different types of settings, including 1. Search. Enables searching for specific settings using keywords. 2. Type filter. Filters the settings for user and project options. 1. User settings. Shows settings that affect the entire installation. 2. Project settings. Displays settings specific to the current project. 3. Categories. Allows selecting settings by category. It's worth noting that many tools within provide shortcuts to specific categories of settings. For example, the module includes a settings button that opens the settings window directly to the relevant section. The search feature on the settings page is a valuable addition, allowing you to quickly search for settings using keywords. Take some time to familiarize yourself with the range of configurable options in. Once you are comfortable, you can proceed with the exercises related to configuring settings. In which category can you find a reference to a cookie jar? In which base category can you find the updates sub? The burp is a fundamental and crucial tool within. It enables the capture of requests and responses between the user and the target web server. This intercepted traffic can be manipulated, sent to other tools for further processing, or explicitly allowed to continue to its destination. Key points to understand about the burp. 1. Intercepting requests. When requests are made through the burp, they are intercepted and held back from reaching the target server. The requests appear in the tab, allowing for further actions such as forwarding, dropping, editing, or sending them to other burp modules. To disable the intercept and allow requests to pass through without interruption, click the Intercept is on button. 2. Taking control. The ability to intercept requests empowers testers to gain complete control over web traffic, making it invaluable for testing web applications. Three. Capture and logging. Captures and logs requests made through the by default, even when the interception is turned off. This logging functionality can be helpful for later analysis and review of prior requests. Four. WebSocket support also captures and logs WebSocket communication, providing additional assistance when analyzing web applications. 5. Logs and history. The captured requests can be viewed in the History and WebSocket's History subtabs, allowing for retrospective analysis and sending the requests to other burp modules as needed. Specific options can be accessed by clicking the Settings button. These options provide extensive control over this behavior and functionality. Familiarize yourself with these options to optimize your burp usage. Some notable features in the settings. 1. Response interception. By default, the does not intercept server responses unless explicitly requested on a per-request basis. The intercept responses based on the following rules checkbox, along with the defined rules, allows for a more flexible response interception. 2. Match and replace. The match and replace section in the settings enables the use of regular expressions, regex, to modify incoming and outgoing requests. This feature allows for dynamic changes, such as modifying the user agent or manipulating cookies. Take the time to explore and experiment with the options, as this will enhance your understanding and proficiency with the tool. Burp Suite. The Target tab provides more than just control over the scope of our testing. It consists of 3 subtabs. 1. Map. This subtab allows us to map out the web applications we are targeting in a tree structure. Every page that we visit, while it is active, will be displayed on the site map. This feature enables us to automatically generate a site map by simply browsing the web application. In Professional, we can also use the sitemap to perform automated crawling of the target, exploring links between pages and mapping out as much of the site as possible. Even with Community, we can still utilize the sitemap to accumulate data during our initial enumeration steps. It is particularly useful for mapping out APIs, as any endpoints accessed by the web application will be captured in the sitemap. 2. Issue definitions. Although Burp Community does not include the full vulnerability scanning functionality available in Professional, we still have access of all the vulnerabilities that the scanner looks for. The Issue Definitions section provides an extensive list of web vulnerabilities, complete with descriptions and references. This resource can be valuable for referencing vulnerabilities in reports or assisting in describing a particular vulnerability that may have been identified during manual testing. 3. Scope settings. This setting allows us to control the target scope in. It enables us to include or exclude specific domains to define the scope of our testing. By managing the scope, we can focus on the web applications we are specifically targeting and avoid capturing unnecessary traffic. Overall, the Target tab offers features beyond scoping, allowing us to map out web applications, fine-tune our target scope, and access a comprehensive list of web vulnerabilities for reference purposes. Challenge. Take a look around the site on HTTP URL. We will be using this a lot throughout the module. Visit every other page that is linked on the homepage, then check your sitemap. One endpoint should stand out as being very unusual. Visit this in your browser, or use the response section of the sitemap entry for that endpoint. What is the flag you receive after visiting the unusual endpoint? If the previous tasks seemed overly complex, assured, this topic will be a lot simpler. In addition to modifying our regular web browser to work with the, also includes a built-in Chromium browser that is pre-configured to use without any of the modifications we just had to do. To start the Burp browser, click the Open Browser button in the Proxy tab. A Chromium window will pop up, and any requests made in this browser will go through the proxy. Note, there are many settings related to the Burp browser in the Project Options and User Options settings. Make sure to explore and customize them as needed. However, if you are running Burp Suite on Linux as the root user, this is the case with the attack box. You may encounter an error preventing the Burp browser from starting due to the inability to create a sandbox environment. There are two simple solutions to this. 1. Smart option. Create a new user and run Burp Suite under a low privilege account to allow the Burp browser to run without issues. 2. Easy option. Go to Settings, Tools, the Burp's browser and check the Allow Burp's browser to run without a sandbox option. Enabling this option will allow the browser to start without a. However, please be aware that this option is disabled by default for security reasons. If you choose to enable it, exercise caution, as compromising the browser could grant an attacker access to your entire machine. In the training environment of the attack box, this is unlikely to be a significant issue, but use it responsibly. Burp Suite, the basics. Finally, we come to one of the most important aspects of using the Burp, scoping. Capturing and logging all of the traffic can quickly become overwhelming and inconvenient when we only want to focus us on specific web applications. This is where scoping comes in. By setting a scope for the project, we can define what gets proxied and logged in. We can restrict to target only the specific web applications we want to test. The easiest way to do this is by switching to the Target tab, right-clicking on our target from the list on the left, and selecting Add to Scope. Burp will then prompt us to choose whether we want to stop logging. Finally, we come to one of the most important aspects of using the Burp, scoping. Capturing and logging all of the traffic can quickly become overwhelming and inconvenient when we only want to focus us on specific web applications. This is where scoping comes in. By setting a scope for the project, we can define what gets proxied and logged in. We can restrict to target only the specific web applications we want to test. The easiest way to do this is by switching to the Target tab, right-clicking on our target from the list on the left, and selecting Add to Scope. Burp will then prompt us to choose whether we want to stop logging anything that is not in scope, and in most cases, we want to select Yes. To check our scope, we can switch to the Scope Settings sub-tab within the Target tab. The Scope Settings window allows us to control our target scope by including or excluding domains IPs. This section is powerful and worth spending time getting familiar with. However, even if we disabled logging for out-of-scope traffic, the proxy will still intercept everything. To prevent this, we need to go to the Proxy Settings sub-tab and select an URL is in target scope from the Intercept Client Requests section. Enabling this option ensures that the completely ignores any traffic that is not within the defined scope, resulting in a cleaner traffic view in. Add HTTP URL to your scope and change the proxy settings to only intercept traffic to in-scope targets. See the difference between the amount of traffic getting caught by the proxy before and after limiting the scope. Having looked at how to set up and configure our, let's go through a simplified real-world example. We will start by taking a look at the support form at HTTP URL. In a real-world web app pentest, we would test this for a variety of things, one of which would be cross-site scripting, or XSS. If you have not yet encountered XSS, it can be thought of as injecting a client-side script, usually in JavaScript, into a web page in such a way that it executes. There are various kinds of XSS. The type that we are using here is referred to as reflected SS, as it only affects the person make the web request. Walkthrough. Try typing script alert successful XSS script into the contact email field. You should find that there is a client-side filter in place, which prevents you from adding any special characters that aren't allowed in email addresses. Fortunately for us, client-side filters are absurdly easy to bypass. There are a variety of ways we could disable the script, or just prevent it from loading in the first place. Let's focus on simply bypassing the filter for now. First, make sure that your Burp Proxy is active and that Intercept is on. Now, enter some legitimate data into the support form. For example, pentest example.them as an email address, and test attack as a query. Submit the form. The request should be intercepted by the proxy. With the request captured in the proxy, we can now change the email field to be our very simple payload from above. Script alert successful XSS script. After pasting the payload, we need to select it, then URL encode it with the Ctrl+U shortcut to make it safe to send. This process is shown in the GIF below. Burp Suite. Congratulations on completing the Burp Basics room. You now have a solid understanding of the interface, configuration options, and the Burp. These skills will be essential as you continue your journey in web and mobile application penetration testing. To further enhance your skills, I encourage you to practice and experiment with. Explore its features, try different configurations, and familiarize yourself with its various tools. The more you use, the more proficient you will become in identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities in web applications. In the next room of the module, we will dive deeper into Repeater, another powerful tool for manual testing and manipulation of web application requests. Stay curious and keep learning. Stay curious and keep learning. I understand the fundamentals of use.